Hello my fellow Aura, this is your Aura Sly here, and welcome back to the Aura Division, a wizarding community of lore keepers, artifact discoveries, and dangerous curiosities. And in this video, we're gonna talk about 30 details you might have missed from the Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase review. Hogwarts Legacy isn't holding anything back, my fellow Auras, and it is well on the way to becoming the next game of the year. And in this video, I am going to cover many secrets and details you might have missed from the gameplay review. Also, if you're really enjoying the content of this channel, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stupefy the bell notification button to alert the ministry you want more content. And without further ado, Revelio. On this very first scene, we can see our Hufflepuff avatar walking around the Hufflepuff Wizard's common room. And adjacent to his bed, on the nightstand, we can see that we have a package of what looks to be Every Bot's Every Flavor beans, and a little package that reminds us of the chocolate frog packaging. Now this box is a little different as it shows a lighter blue color. This could also be the earlier developed peppermint toads from Honeydukes. And speaking of food, we can also see that as we approach this basket of apples, the avatar is able to walk up to it, interact with it by hitting the square button, and take a bite to eat this fruit. We can also see that tea is also drinkable in this game. Now it looks like our pet owls are somewhat confirmed according to these two shots that they showed. The first one shows a barn owl and the second one shows a horned owl. And I believe this means that we will probably be able to choose different type of owls as pets in the game. And here in the Hufflepuff common room, we can see a regal or perhaps some aristocratic wizard that takes over this entire wall space. And I believe this to be the very famous and Hufflepuff alum and prior Minister of Magic, Eldritch Diggory. One of the many ways to find the Hufflepuff common room from the Great Hall is to follow down the set of stairs by finding these tree branches. A great way to not only depict nature, but to help the students find their Hufflepuff common room. Now, according to the books, we could access the dungeons through the entrance hall, and I believe the developers of Hogwarts Legacy nailed this too, as we see this set of stairs probably leading down to the dungeons at the entrance hall. Now in this shot, as the avatar looks up this tower, we can clearly see the Ravenclaw common room. Now as the avatar goes down these steps towards the viaduct, we can see the busts of what looks to be a hippogriff, a dragon, a kelpie, and perhaps a werewolf. And speaking of werewolf, as the avatar turns towards the viaduct, we can see a statue of a howling werewolf. So would werewolves be prominent in this game? I mean, they're showing us quite a bunch of them. Now this one is absolutely huge. I cannot believe that no one has mentioned this golden nugget so far. This, my fellow Auras, in the distance is the town of Hogsmeade, as we can see the crooked chimneys, the misplaced buildings, in a somewhat organized fashion. Now as the avatar walks over the viaduct, we see these columns with these runes of sorts, or symbols, that match this mechanism at the very end of the viaduct. This looks to be a puzzle of sorts, and I don't know if this specific stormy cloud has anything to do with it. As we approach the central hall of Hogwarts, we can see this Hebridean black dragon wall art, showing a wizard potentially trying to tame it, while others hide away from it. And connected to it, on the very center of the library's entrance, we can see the Hogwarts motto, Draco Dormiens Nunquam Tintilandes, which means, never tickle a sleeping dragon. And they are most certainly tickling that dragon. In the very center of the central hall, we see this beautiful statue. We can see a unicorn maybe fighting a werewolf on top, and then trolls or perhaps goblins holding the weight of the Arpa statues, while mermaids swim around them. It's a very interesting choice, and I'm trying to figure out what they actually mean. If you do, please don't forget to give a comment down below. Over to the right, we can see this beautiful stained glass window and a beautiful tree being represented on it. and this is the entrance to the herbology section of Hogwarts. Now back on the library, we have a couple of Latin names to translate, the first one being Scientia Sit Potentia, which translates to knowledge is power. Here we have Doctrina Perpetua, which means lifelong learning. Then Docendo Decimus, which means we learn by teaching. And then the very last one, which I believe there's something else connected to it on the other side, but Per Angusta ed Augusta means by difficulty too. So I actually think that there is something that continues this phrase on the other side of the wall. And now here we have a question mark? No idea what that does for us, but it is scattered all over the castle. Now, I initially thought this was a door, but I don't see any doorknob. I thought this would be the Care of Magical Creatures classroom entrance, but this class is actually conducted outside, so this seemed a little bit out of place. It shows from left to right the portrayal of a demiguise, unicorn, a grabhorn, a rune spore, a whooper, a quintaped, a salamander, a question mark, no idea what that is, an acromantula, and I think a billywig. Here in the scene we can see another student interacting with a howler, but this one is actually showing quite a bit of emotion. Here, in the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom, we can see the same child that we can find in the Slytherin common room. And this specific art has raised so many eyebrows. And initially I thought that was unique to the Slytherin common room, but apparently not. Here we have some more instruments playing. We can see a violin, perhaps a lute, but definitely a music sheet stand. As the student approaches the Hesperus Hall, we can see the cardinal location of Hogwarts. And now this one is very interesting because as the student passes this bathroom perhaps, we can see that it shows a level 1 lock in red colors, which potentially hints that Alohomora will be part of the game. And this shows that Alohomora will probably have some sort of level up options or skill tree options for the spell. Now as we approach the 7th floor, near the Gryffindor common room, we can see the statue of Lachlan Delaney and his Boltruckle. Now this is interesting because this is where Ron hid to avoid being found by Fred and George when they were trying to tease Ron for trying out for the keeper position. Did I say that the Hogwarts Legacy developers really pay attention to lore? Yeah, they really do. Now the gameplay showcase has provided us with so many new secrets and details. For a more in-depth analysis of the Hogwarts Legacy Gameplay Showcase, check out my detailed video on the description below. But my fellow Aurors, did you catch anything that I missed or got wrong? If you have, leave a comment down below. You can also join the Aura Division community by following us on Instagram and Twitter. Also, stop being a muggle and go like, subscribe, and stupefy the bell notification button to alert the ministry you want more content. Thank you so much for being part of the Aura Division community, and until next time, mischief managed. Mischief managed. Whoa!